Coming up on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, $90 million. That's the amount needed to balance the city's budget. Find out what the manager is proposing. And cyclists on Shore Drive now have a smoother ride thanks to a new bike lane. We'll bring you the details. Plus, $10 a week, that's all it takes to make a difference in your health and our local economy. We'll explain. That and more are coming up as we access Virginia Beach. Hello and welcome to VBTV's Access Virginia Beach, a program that informs you of news and events from around our city and schools. I'm Peter Van Heest, and thanks for joining us. We're starting to see signs of an economic recovery, but still, times are tough as a lot of families, companies, and even the city of Virginia Beach look for ways to make ends meet. And to help make those ends meet, the city had to make some tough decisions in the proposed budget.
Certainly the recovery from the deep recession has been slower than many of us would have hoped. Real estate values continue to decline for a fourth unprecedented year.
City Manager James Spoor presented elected officials with his proposed operating budget for the upcoming fiscal year that begins in July. His biggest challenge? Plugging a $90 million gap.
Our major issues in this budget are related to fixed increased costs such as retirement and health care, although real estate is part of the problem.
To balance the shortfall, the city manager's proposed spending plan uses $21 million from the general fund balance to support operations, reduces some city programs, and calls for a real estate tax increase.
What is proposed in this budget is a 4-cent increase in the rate to maintain the revenue from current properties at the 2012 level. This 4-cent increase would generate $19 million.
The proposed increase would raise rates from 89 cents to 93 cents. Still the lowest in Hampton Roads. The budget also recommends providing an additional $18.8 million to schools to help them balance their budget. City Council has the next few weeks to discuss the manager's proposed budget. The entire proposed spending plan, including the capital improvement projects, totals more than $2 billion. An open house is scheduled to publicly discuss budget plans on April the 5th at the Convention Center. There are also 2 public hearings scheduled for citizen input. April 18th at Cox High School and April 24th in City Council chambers. The budget is scheduled to be adopted on May 8th. Virginia Beach is hoping to make Shore Drive a safer place for bicyclists by opening a new bike lane along Shore Drive.
1, 2, 3. There you go.
Mayor Sessoms helped cut the ribbon on the new bike trail that will improve rider safety.
I, along with the council, made a pledge to create a safe and comprehensive bike lane network in Virginia Beach, to make travel for people on bikes and people in cars much safer.
The improvements are part of the city's Bikeways and Trails master plan, costing $1.4 million to build.
We've added a shoulder to the side of Shore Drive on the eastbound side for about a 4-mile stretch from Kendall Street to 83rd. That'll help people be able to get from the Bayfront area to the oceanfront area.
Prior to the opening, cyclists were experiencing problems with cars along this busy stretch of roadway.
Last year there were a couple of hit and runs and other smaller incidents that just had the whole cycling community really nervous about riding on Shore Drive.
The ribbon cutting is the first of 7 projects earmarked as top priorities for the Bikes and Trails plan. The cycling community who showed up on their wheels is happy with the improvements.
What's occurred, you have a big population in the Virginia Beach area who would ride a lot more, but they're scared to get on the road. They don't think there's a great existence between the cars and the bikes, so they're scared to get out there. So what this enables the citizens to do is to get out there and utilize the area a little better, and it'll help relieve some traffic problems.
Sharing the road has been the plea of cyclists for decades. Safer trails mean an increase of riders.
The more safe bikeways we have, the more riding you'll see. It's not only good for our community, it's good for tourism too. People will see this as a bike-friendly city and they'll bring their bikes along on vacation. So it's a great thing in that regard too.
Many bicyclists who normally use the bike trail that runs through the park will now venture onto the roadway.
A lot of people that have given up on Shore Drive over the years are back out riding on it again because of this facility, and I think it's the start of many better things to come.
The Tidewater Bikers Association showed their appreciation and support of the improvements by presenting the mayor with a $10,000 check. If you would like to review the city's Bikeways and Trails plan, just log on to vbgov.com and enter Bikeways and Trails. $10 a week. It doesn't sound like much, but with your help, it could make a difference in your health and our local economy. Here's Access reporter Corey Sullivan with the details.
We're here to celebrate and kick off the $10 a week program.
The Virginia Food System Council, along with city and state officials, gathered to celebrate a new initiative, one that will leave a great taste in your mouth.
It's a challenge statewide that we're encouraging all families across the state to spend $10 each week on Virginia local grown produce.
From asparagus to sweet corn, the options for Virginia grown produce are endless. And this challenge hopes to get more of those veggies on your dinner table.
The idea is to get as many people out there buying local foods, both to boost the economy as well as to help our farmers stay on their land.
The impact of this statewide challenge could be dramatic. Officials calculate that if every family in the Commonwealth spends just $10 a week on locally grown food, it could generate more than $1.6 billion back into our local economy. So where's the best place to find Virginia-grown produce?
Well, of course, there's the farmers market. Then there are other farmers markets around the city at various times during the week, but people can go down to Pungo and pick their own produce at some of the pick-your-own farms.
To join the $10 a week local challenge, log on to virginiafood.org.
And on the heels of that food challenge comes another big announcement for Virginia-grown products.
The 2011 numbers just came out this week, and it showed that $2.35 billion is what Virginia exported in agriculture products last year, which is a record high. The Governor McDonald is making it a top priority to look for new markets for agricultural products, and those trade missions and all of our outreach efforts are really paying off.
Agricultural exports from Virginia reached an all-time high level in 2011, surpassing the previous record by more than 2%. Top products included soybeans, wood products, leaf tobacco, and even wine. And if you're wondering who is our top export customer, that would be Morocco. Agriculture and forestry are Virginia's largest industries, with a combined economic impact of $79 billion annually. Sharing the American way of life with foreign visitors can be an enriching experience. And for the students in this next story, they got the chance to take part in those international lessons firsthand.
Vincent, jetzt ständig nach Berlin. Das war total berlinerisch, sag mal.
Today's AP German class at Tallwood High School has some very special global guests.
They are here for an exchange program, and this is the first of its kind with our German students. It all started with a partnership with Steel and Virginia Beach Economic Development, and our mayor, Mayor Sessoms, went to Germany, where Steel is located, and it started there, and this is the first program of its kind.
6 students, along with their mayor from Weiblingen, Germany, are visiting. It's a great opportunity to exchange cultures and, of course, practice those language skills.
It definitely increases your language skills, because it is very important to not only learn the language but also to immerse yourself in the culture.
During their 2-week stay, the German students attended classes at Tallwood, participated in many community events, and even made a trip to D.C. So, what did the German students think of Virginia Beach?
Everything's bigger than in Germany, much bigger, and there are many cars. Yeah, and that's cool.
Everything's different than at home.
Yes, and the school's cool.
Town Center, es ist sehr, sehr schön da.
A handful of Academy students from Tallwood will be making a trip overseas later this summer. They're slated to visit Germany in July. Weiblingen is a town in the southwest of Germany. It houses the principal office of the world's biggest chainsaw manufacturer, Steel. Coming up next on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, spring has sprung. Come check out the springtime colors during the Virginia Beach Home and Garden Show. Plus, lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Well, it's more like hamsters and birds and guinea pigs. But these kids are still having fun, and so am I. Find out why. We'll have that and more when we return.
I'm back.
Hey, fellow explorers, hop aboard the airship Curiosity for the latest How in the World. Discover what makes an estuary special. See how fire and water can help float your boat. How does wind help make flour? And learn a lesson from a famous poem. Can you say nevermore? It all adds up to a lot of fun. Join me, Pilot Lindy, on the next How in the World.
Virginia Beach Schools Parent Connection is your one-stop resource for information and events which support families and promote student success. On April 14th, come to the Great Neck Area Library for positive reading with therapy dogs. Scheduled from 10:30 a.m. to 12 noon, this event provides children, grades K through 5, with the opportunity to practice reading skills by sharing stories with therapy dogs. Bring your own book or choose a library book to read. Call 385-2606 to register. Would you like to learn about Internet security? If so, plan to attend the Parent Connection Technology Academy class on April 18th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Advanced Technology Center Theater. Parents will learn tips, tricks, and even some Internet secrets from the ATC students themselves. The event is free, but registration is required by calling 263-1936. To learn more about these activities or to see a complete calendar of April events, visit the Parent Connection page of vbschools.com.
Welcome back to Access Virginia Beach. I'm Peter Van Heest. We don't realize just how dependent we are on our cars until they break down. But before you hurry over to the mechanic, the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office wants to make sure you don't end up paying more than you bargained for.
Hello, I'm Macy Pridgeon, Public Information Officer for the Virginia Beach Commonwealth Attorney's Office. The Better Business Bureau is warning consumers to be cautious about auto repairs. When your vehicle needs repairs, you may be tempted to rush to a repair shop that can get the job done quickly. While most auto repair shops are honest and legitimate, some are scamming customers to make a quick buck. Follow these tips if you need work done on your vehicle. Check your warranty. If your car is still under warranty, follow the manufacturer's instructions. You'll probably have to go to an authorized dealership for repair work. Get referrals. Ask friends and family for recommendations. Check with the Better Business Bureau to make sure the business is certified and complaint-free. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't rush the mechanic into making an on-the-spot diagnosis. Also, ask about repair costs before any work is performed. Get everything in writing. Request that the mechanic contacts you before making additional repairs. Make sure you understand all fees, including labor rates. Do a thorough walkthrough with your mechanic when you pick up your vehicle. Obtain an itemized copy of your repair bill and ask to see any new parts. Before deciding on an auto repair shop, remember to check the business with the Better Business Bureau by visiting the website listed on your screen or calling your local office at 531-1300. Make sure there haven't been any complaints filed against the business. Choose an auto repair shop that is certified by the Better Business Bureau.
This message was brought to you by the Office of the Commonwealth's Attorney, keeping citizens informed because forewarned is forearmed.
In 2011, the Better Business Bureau received over 14,500 complaints against auto repair services regarding billing, service, refund, and exchange issues. Spring has officially sprung, and now that the mercury is rising and the flowers are blooming, it's time to crack open the windows and dust off those winter blues. And what better way to celebrate spring than taking part in America's largest open house, Historic Garden Week.
Historic Garden Week is a week out of April every year for 79 years that homes across the state have opened their doors and the gates to their gardens and have invited the public in to have a look.
And homes near the oceanfront are also rolling out their welcome mats. On Wednesday, April 25th, patrons can check out 5 private homes, 1 garden, and 6 historic homes during the Virginia Beach House and Garden Tour.
They can wander room to room. They'll see beautiful furnishings, gorgeous artwork, and beautiful flower arrangements that have been placed in each room by the Virginia Beach Garden Club and the Princess Anne Garden Club.
From hand-painted silk wallpaper to lily ponds, visitors can see it all. A luncheon will also be held at the Princess Anne Country Club, and the evening concludes with the Painted Garden Art Show.
We've invited many artists from out of town and many local artists to come here and paint different views of our homes that are on tour, and they've also brought other of their wonderful work, and it's all on display at the Beach Gallery.
Historic Garden Week is the oldest and largest statewide house and garden tour in the nation. Tickets are $25 in advance and can be purchased online at vagardenweek.org. All proceeds from the purchase of tickets go to the restoration and preservation of historic gardens throughout the state. The date again for the garden tour is Wednesday, April the 25th. And if pruning those roses weren't what you had in mind, then start making plans to kick off those shoes and bring your beach chairs to the oceanfront. The North American Sand Soccer Championships return to the resort city for the 19th consecutive year. 1,000 teams, 10,000 players, and 100,000 overnight guests are expected to arrive June the 8th for the Sand Soccer Classic. The event is consistently honored as one of the top 20 summer events by the Southeast Tourism Society. The NASSC is also the top fundraiser conducted annually for the Hampton Roads Soccer Complex in Virginia Beach. It's open to boys and girls ages 9 to 19, adult men and women, college students, military entries, and more. All skill levels, novice to pro, will be competing on over 60 sand fields. The tournament kicks off on Friday, June 8th, and will host championships matches on Sunday, June the 10th. The sand will be flying between 15th and 37th Streets. It's free and open to the public. Find out more by visiting the website listed on your screen. Access Virginia Beach consistently brings you stories about successful school partnerships that promote students' academic and personal growth. Our next story highlights a thriving affiliation that teaches students how to manage their money.
What are shares?
Stuff you buy from a company.
Okay.
Mass Mutual Mondays is a group of children that are at Glenwood that are 4th and 5th graders this year. Last year they started the program as 3rd and 4th graders, and they're working with Dan and Kevin, learning about the stock market and the terminology and how it works.
Today, students were being honored by Commonwealth Financial Partners for their hard work and participation in the partnership.
I've got really smart because I learned how to divide, like do long division, and I got to see how money works.
And working that money is what students are introduced to during this joint venture.
Well, the children were given 1,000 fake dollars, and they had to pick a company and invest the money and watch it grow last year. This year, they had the option on keeping that or picking a new stock.
NASDAQ says we're up around 7. S&P say we're up around 5. The Dow says we're up around 2.
Financial advisor Kevin Hill hosted this mock stock meeting. He travels to Glenwood a few times a month to meet with students.
And we're doing financial literacy, not the savings, the checking, which you might see at a credit union or a bank. We do the financial advisor side of financial literacy, which is stocks, mutual funds, bonds, the stock market.
Dealing with stocks has its winners and losers, just like in the real world and in this partnership.
It's really fun because you get to learn a whole bunch of stuff and see who wins the competition for all the money you make and how you're doing in the Mass Mutual Mondays.
Mass Mutual recognized the students' efforts and awarded all for their participation. They partner with 20 different beach schools through the AVID program. Point of View Elementary School had a very special visitor stop by to speak with the 5th grade girls club.
We have Miss Virginia, the current reigning Miss Virginia, Elizabeth Crott, who's coming to speak with us and do sort of a question and answer with the girls.
Not every 5th grade girl gets a chance to meet and greet with such royalty.
They're extremely excited. When I talked to them yesterday, because we made a banner for her to welcome her and the girls signed it, and they were just jumping up and down, excited to meet her, and they couldn't wait to ask her questions.
All 5th grade girls can join, but there are rules to follow.
They have to be behaving appropriately in the classroom and all around the school community.
And my sister and I didn't really get along until she went to college.
The number one rule of the Ladies Club is treating everyone with respect. Miss Virginia, whose mom is a teacher at the school, parlayed her experiences growing up with the students and encouraged them to become involved.
I think what kids need to understand, especially now in the world that's ever changing, is that immediacy changes. So while we might feel like we're good at something and we want to volunteer with this organization, there's other things that need us as well. I've volunteered with different organizations, and they all have a need, and so we should supply that need with our gifts and talent. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way.
Crooning to the young ladies drew applause, but her messages about issues students face, such as bullying and peer pressure, left a powerful impression.
She taught us something today, and it's stop, block, and tell, where you stop and think about what's happening, and then you block that person, and then you go tell someone if it really hurts you.
Like she taught us, like, be confident in yourself and be the way you want to be, not the way other people want you to be.
Miss Virginia's platform, Get Involved, Change Your World, introduced students to the impacts volunteering can have in their communities and their own lives.
My school presentation is basically everything I wish someone had told me when I was younger. Of course, we talk about drugs and alcohol abuse, but also peer pressure, bullying, and domestic violence in relationships.
Warning these gal pals about the pressure they may face growing up is important, but the #1 goal of the visit was continuing their education.
Nothing is more important than education. Like, you need your education first, and that it's better to be safe and to have your life kind of planned out, but you can change it.
Students also learned about Miss Virginia's Youth Alcohol and Drug Abuse Prevention Project. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Preschool students at Green Run Elementary landed a visit from one of the school's partners in education, the Animal Jungle.
No, it's not a mouse, it's a guinea pig.
These youngsters and their teachers were amazed at the pets brought into their school.
We've invited Animal Jungle out with our Partners in Education program to show some pets to our children, because we've been studying pets this week as a unit, just so they could get the vocabulary and see the real thing and touch it, so it would imprint in their mind so they would remember the words.
He is a Chinese dwarf hamster. They have lots of different kinds of hamsters.
Students had the opportunity to touch these furry and feathery friends. Some were eager,
I hold her again, too. We have to make sure all of our friends have a turn.
while others were a little
If you don't want
apprehensive.
to touch him, you don't have to.
For the age group, we generally do like a sensory, so that they can feel the different animals, and just relative things that they can incorporate into their day.
And while there were no baboons brought to the class, this bearded dragon was all the rage.
We're trying to expand their vocabulary and give them a lot of experiences, hands-on experiences, and trying to give them relational experiences, like if you have a pet, what do you need to do for the pet?
Oh, he's so cute, isn't he, Tina? Yeah.
And even at this young age, students prefer the hands-on approach to learning versus a lesson from the book.
And I think it's an experience a lot of them wouldn't usually get, so I think they will just really enjoy touching and feeling those animals and seeing them instead of just looking at a picture or a book of them.
Partners in Education like the Animal Jungle open children's eyes to a wide variety of animals they may never get a chance to touch. The school division is always looking for additional partners who can enlighten children. To find out more, give them a call or log on to the website on your screen. And with that, we've come to the end of our show, but if you missed something or would like to see it again, you can view this program online. Log on to vbgov.com/media, then under the All Categories button, find and click on Access Virginia Beach. And for everyone here at VBTV, I'm Peter Van Heest, and thanks for watching.